regardless of whether your practice is on the transaction side or on the litigation side. This is Richard Susskind, who you've heard. He wrote a book that inflamed us all, The End of Lawyers, and several other pieces, and just came out with another one. I don't care about all that. What I do care about is that he reduced the task of transaction lawyers and litigators to a nice, easy list. And guess what? Regardless of which side you're on, negotiation is one of the key 10 elements of both. You are going to create more value for your clients by being an effective negotiator than anything else you do. I mean, we all know trial skills are great. Everybody's got to have them. But I pull the stats routinely in Bexar County. I've got to get them for statewide from the Office of the Courts. And for now 6 years, since 2010, when they started keeping the good data, we've been running about 27,000 civil non-family filings per year. Guess how many jury trials? Non-family, non-criminal, civil jury trials in Bexar County. Last year was 51, and the trend line has been right about 50 plus or minus 10%, low of 45, I think, a high of 51 or 2 for the last 6 years. They're getting settled. Being an effective lawyer is realizing value in direct negotiations. You don't have to have a mediator. Now, there's some good reasons why you might, because guess what? You can say something. What happens when we get into stilted conflict? We start suing each other for a couple of years. Even the lawyers take on the persona of the litigants. And we start to not like or believe anything the other side says, or at least to discount it substantially. And so third parties, regardless of who they are, it could be a friend, whoever it is, somebody else coming in that both sides might have a chance to trust, changes the same information into something that's quite a bit less hostile. They did a good experiment before most of you were born. We used to have a President Reagan and the Soviets of Premier Gorbachev. They go to Reykjavik one fine winter to try to reduce nuclear warheads. Gorbachev makes a proposal to reduce nuclear warheads by half now and further reductions over time. So the same guys that were measuring the Israeli judges' decisions come back and try it in 3 different classrooms of American students and say, what do you think of this idea? And the only thing they changed was who it came from. Same idea. Guess what happens if it's attributed to the home team? In that case, President Reagan. That's a really good idea, right? 88% like it. What happens if it's attributed to Gorbachev? Drops in half. Guess what happens if it's attributed to a third party? Call it an NGO, Switzerland, whatever it is, the proxy for the mediator. How good of an idea is it? You think it's a halving effect or closer to one or the other? In the middle? Got 1 vote for the middle. Rest of you up? You're right. Almost. It's within 10% of as credible as the home team. And so I always think that's the best argument for, intellectual argument for bringing a new face in, a third party, mediator, whatever you want to call them, conciliator, to help come up with ideas, or in some cases parrot ideas that others may have had that will not be as reactively devalued as